So tell us, like, guide us through what a session with you would look like and what that kind of experience is.
I love the point that you made. And this is the reason why I think breathwork's going to change the world.
Yeah.
I was a serial entrepreneur, a recovering serial entrepreneur. It's not the healthiest thing.
No, it's not.
I had a .com business. I had an alcohol beverage company. I had the CEO of Bacardi on my board. I had all these cool companies. And once I found this technique, I dropped everything I was doing. And I said, this is where I need to put all my focus and all my energy in to get this out to the world. Because like you said, it's the most accepted, right? It's breathing. It's very unassuming. And anybody can do it. There's no barriers to entry. Whereas yoga and meditation, there is. If you're super overweight, right? It might be hard for you to get into those poses. Or some men, most men, 53% of men can't even touch their toes. So there's some barriers to entry. Or if you're body shaming, you don't want to put on a yoga outfit and go. There's all these things. And even meditation has some barriers to entry because we all have ADD in some sense, especially with this screen scrolling, right?
Yep.
Now with breath work, none of those things matter. All you're doing is lying on your back and breathing through this very specific process that I bring people through. So anybody can do it, kids, adults. And yet it is the most profound modality out there. And not just naturally, I've done many plant medicines for healing. And this compares to those, without the negative side effects. It gives your body a microdose of dimethyltryptamine, which is, the most amazing, mysterious, thing within our body that's naturally produced. And this is the reason why people have all these, profound connections and mystical experiences just by breathing. So it's like, in my eyes, it's the Trojan horse, of massive healing. And this is the reason why I'm able to get it into companies like Nike and NASA, because it's breathing and we don't have to worry about the FDA or anybody coming regulating the breath, because man, if they do that, we are in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Casper, hey, you can't breathe that deep, buddy. You're going to get sanctioned.
Listen, I heard Big Pharma's working on that. They're going to get some patents on what you do. I completely agree that, the breath work, and here's the thing. So many people don't even consider breathing at all throughout the day, right? They just do it. And they're usually shallow breathing. They're usually in a sympathetic state, nervous, stressed, and everything. And so even 1, 2, 3 deep breaths can have a profound impact on you. How does the breath work you're doing, though, compare to, let's say, other things, whether that is meditation or other breath work itself? Wim Hof, you have box breathing, right? What separates, the breath work detox? Okay.
Well, I'll say that 99.9% of the time, you should be breathing through your nose. There's actually people who tape their mouth shut when they go to sleep at night. There's studies that show regular mouth breathing can actually deform your face. So 99.9% of the time, you should be using your nose. Now, the technique that I bring people through is all mouth breathing. It's in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Now, you would ask after I gave you that, the information, why this? Because the body, when it needs to release energy, right? Think about the yawn. Think about the sigh, right? When your body sighs, that is the body's natural way of releasing stress, tension, and pain from the body. So you build up, and your body goes, right? And like you said, those 3 couple breaths, those 3 sighs that you can do is like a reset. So, all this stuff that we're carrying on, we have to look at the problem. The problem is we are carrying things that we don't even know we're carrying. We have this emotional baggage. And it weighs, and you don't even know how much it weighs until you let go of it. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I was carrying that for so long. And, sometimes it's not even the weight of the baggage, it's how you carry it. And women are taking care of all these children and, having to work these jobs and men who have to provide. Is like, we have to be strong for the people that we love. And so we just carry all this baggage so well and don't create that time and that space. So getting this stuff out of us it only can be done through the breath. It's not possible through the nose. It's very simple. Like, let's say we're all in a building, right? And the building starts catching on fire and we need to get out. We need everything out as soon as possible. Now, let's say there's a little doorway and you get 500 people out that doorway. There's going to be a problem. And it's going to be all types of mess inside if that's what you're trying to do. That's like nose breathing, right? As far as, this energetic exodus we're talking about in massive release. Now, if you were to blast open the whole wall, right, we'd be able to get out, pretty well. And that's the difference between the nose breathing and the mouth breathing. So what I did was, I created my own. So I learned, some things from India. Prior, I was a certified life coach, certified NLP practitioner, certified hypnotherapist, Reiki master. And not just one of those things was like, I want to be the best Reiki person in the world. Those were tools in hindsight now that were giving me the skill set to create Breathwork Detox, where I take all of those elements of all these things that I learned and put them into one modality. And I'd like to consider this just from, diving into a lot of other people's breathwork programs, is I wanted this to be the most cathartic, right? The most profound. And that's how it was designed, because, the way I look at the world is we don't have time. Right? Nobody has time. Right? It's the one thing we're complaining about. There's not enough time. And I agree. If you believe you don't have time, you're not going to have time. And you probably don't, because there's more things out now, more different types of healing modalities, different types of yoga, meditations. There's too much. It's overload. So what we have to do is we have to only focus and do the things that are going to move the needle in our life. And with breath work, it's your healing, it's your meditation, it's your release. You get crazy clarity, which is something we can talk about later of how that's possible, which is why I do breathwork every day. And you get the biggest bang for your buck, let's say, because you can sit there and in 20 something minutes, have the equivalent to doing yoga for a year or going to the jungle for 2 weeks. So this is why I think it's going to be one of the most powerful. But if people are looking for results that are immediate and undeniable, because let's face it, we live in a microwave society. We want to see results and we want to see them fast. And that's just how we are. We all like that. And unlike yoga and meditation, the results of Breathwork Detox are immediate and undeniable.